So that's definitely the positive side. What
Yeah.
was something that was not as pleasant, something
Well,
that wasn't as good?
and that's kind of feeding back into this because I had a lot of students who did, like I said, they wanted to do it, but they couldn't because they completely lacked the time management. And what was, and this is, and I, and I've been, we're going to go back to 2 more weeks where the kids are all starting with the zero for a grade. So as we get ready to come back, I'm going to be explaining to them, you're going to have work to do. I've been trying to put together like just a mental checklist of what was successful so I could kind of share that with them before we start again. And what I found was, again, a lot of them worked late at night with their schoolwork, which isn't different than what we do, other than anything they could get done during the school day when they're at school, they would. But a lot of them do work late. I mean, I'm sure you've seen your Ed Puzzle times and your Delta Math times, and you're like, why are you doing this at 2 in the morning on a Thursday? Oh, because I am. But it was Fridays. Fridays were a very interesting day because what kids would do is they would do nothing on Friday. They'd start their weekend on Friday because in their mind, I can do Friday's work on Saturday and Sunday.
So they're using the college schedule.
Yes, and so what would happen though is then they would do nothing on Saturday and Sunday or very minimal work and go, oh my gosh, I got to get it all done on Monday. But I've pushed out new material. And so now these kids are constantly a day behind. Whereas my kids who were successful, not even just my smart kids who would consider smart, but just my kids who were successful with it, what they did was they all worked like they were bankers. They'd get up, start about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, get done about 3 or 4, maybe 5 if it was really late for them. And they'd have all their work done every day. And so they weren't ever behind. They were just keeping hours. And that's what I think that my kids who did want to succeed at times never quite caught on to was that they were thinking still traditional school of, okay, everything's due tomorrow, so I'm going to finish it by tomorrow, therefore always putting them a day behind. Instead of understanding, wait a minute, with remote, really every day is its own individual day. Take care of that day's work in that day, and I'm never behind. I'm always up on top of stuff. Because the way that we have to kind of dole it out, you can't. If you said to a kid, here's 4 days of work on a Monday, they completely lacked that ability to plan it out. So you had to dole a little bit each day and think of it as units that way. And whenever like a third of them were always behind, that's where they got overwhelmed.
So really, the thing that they had trouble with was not the technology. It
Hmm.
was not
No.
really the classwork. And to be clear, your classes span everything from the very most basic behind peers students that really need lots of intervention, all the way to the very top excelling students. It wasn't technology. It wasn't really content. It was structure and time management.